Hello? Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Oh, I just saw your. Yes, we are starting by 7, but I'll let you in now. Thank you. All right. Hello. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Oh, mm. Hello. Hello.
Hi, Gloria. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. So,
Thank you so much.
yeah, sorry for the last minute sharing with you. I should have shared this with you earlier.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm just glad that you are ready and people start joining. We'll start in the next 4 minutes. Let's
Sure, sure.
Yes. So they'll soon start joining people there.
I like the glasses.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's
Thank you.
totally unique.
Right, it is. Hi, Lillian. How are you doing today? How was your day?
Okay, you can make me the co-host maybe.
Okay,
Hi,
let me make.
Gloria. Good
Hi.
evening. My day was fine. Good evening.
Oh,
Hi, Lillian.
Hi.
good to know that you are here. I think you've been the first joining since the beginning, right? I've always been the first. Keep
Yes.
it up. That's really good. That's a good one. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's great. And you should always join the meeting at least 5 minutes earlier than scheduled
Absolutely. Yes.
because you cannot trust technology.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anything can
Suddenly,
actually happen.
suddenly Zoom will stop working, or your headsets might be disconnected, or something can happen. So just before we begin, let me know how the screen looks like.
Yeah, we can see your slide and it's clean. Clean.
Okay,
Oh, I
and then
think I need to share first before. Can you make me the host for some minutes?
Sure, sure, absolutely. I, okay, is it, which one would it be? Elevate your CS careers or?
Okay, it will be promise and it, the first one, that promise,
Okay,
promise and it. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Hi, Mr. John. How are you doing today? Hi, Gloria. How was your day?
Great, Gloria. Good evening.
Good evening. What happened today? How was it?
Very
Care to
well.
share?
Yeah. Today was less stressful.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to come back on time because I need to be in this class. Like I need to be live in the class.
That's so great. Thank you so much for sacrificing to learn.
Yeah.
Good to have you. I'm
Thank you
happy that
too. Thank you for.
you're welcome.
Sorry.
Yeah, I said I'm happy that your day was less stressful. Mine, I can't even, my own was just a lot of things today.
Oh, so much work to do, right?
Yes, everywhere.
Mm. Oh, so sorry about that. But I can't even wait to be this busy like you too.
Be careful what you wish for or you pray for.
Uh,
All right.
well done. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
organizing this impactful section, training section.
Thank you
So
too.
delighted to be here. So delighted to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Hi,
Yeah.
Kende. How are you doing? We're starting soon. If you can reach out to those people that you know, we're starting right.
Yeah.
Kende, I can't really hear you.
Hi, Gloria. I'm good. How are you doing as well?
I think I'm doing great now that you're here.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. Once we have like 10 people, we'll start. Okay. I think we have enough people to get started. Welcome, welcome everyone. How are you doing today? How was your day? Hope you are ready to learn. Let me see in the chat emojis and how ready you are. Are you excited to learn today? Let me know in the chat, or you can just give me a thumbs up so I know that you're ready and you're excited. Am I seeing any sign coming up or we're not ready today? Let me see. Are we ready to learn? Are we ready to learn? Are we ready to learn? Okay, I can see emojis coming up. Awesome. 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 Welcome to Switch to Tech as a customer success mentorship program. This was brought to you by Gloria Michael and Elevate Your CS Career. So this is more like a structured mentorship program that is designed to guide you through career transitioning, skill development. I explained what skill development meant earlier, and also in the network with industry leaders. So this is going to empower you to take the next big step in your career. What is giving you what you need to get started to push right now. Okay, so this class will be recorded for education and evaluation purposes. So drop a yes in the chat, or you can unmute your mic and drop a yes and say a yes, or also you can drop a plus sign in the chat so I know that we have your consent. The class is going to be recorded, so we need to get your, okay, I see that coming up. Let me see. Oh, Jumoke, welcome to class. Okay, I can see a yes, yes. Hi, Muibat, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, can they say yes? Yeah. I need more yeses before we go. A yes or a plus sign is fine, or just a thumbs up will be good. All right, all right. So let's go over our norms again. We have talked about this. So in this class, please be in a Zen environment. That is, your background should not be distracting. You should be able to communicate in class or contribute. So be in a Zen environment and all. The second one is your camera should be on during the class, so you'll be able to participate so that you won't be distracted by other things. If you have your camera off, believe me, before you know, you're going to like try to pick something, and before you know, from there, you are doing 10 other things, right? So it's always better to have your camera on so you can see the mentor and the mentor can see you and you won't be distracted. Last but not the least, of course, is please contribute in class. You are here to learn. You'll be doing yourself a disservice for you to have a question or an insight or something to clarify and you just leave it, let it go like that. So please, this is an open class. There's no wrong or right answer. Nobody knows it all. So contribute in class, learn and share as well. All right, let's go to what we have for today. Please, I want to see emojis and claps and all that. This is our mentor for today, Muhammad Asif. He's all the way from India, and he's going to be talking about scaling customer success efforts, best practices for managing a growing customer base. I think you really need this, especially managing a growing customer base, because most of us here, if you're for entry level majorly, you are going to be working with small startups and maybe small businesses. So it's always better to know how to grow and how to manage like such a customer base. So I'll do a quick introduction, then he starts. So meet Muhammad Asif, a seasoned customer success expert with over a decade of experience helping businesses grow, retain customers, and drive value through smart strategies. He has mastered customer success management, key account strategy, technical sales, and relationship building, making a real impact in every role. From mentoring teams to executing strategic initiatives, he has seen it all and is ready to share insight that can help you level up in your career. Please welcome Mr. Mohammed Asif. Welcome, 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 and good to have you.
Thank you. So, first thing, am I audible?
Absolutely, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great, great. Thank you for the great introduction, and yeah, that's great. And all right, okay. First of all, everyone, on a weekend, you guys are coming here and learning. Kudos to you. And before we begin, I'll just deviate a bit, and I just want to hear it out from you, or maybe you can unmute yourself and then go one by one, or maybe just in the chat, you can mention about it. So my question to everyone over here is, uh, what is that one thing you are having a gratitude for in this whole week? So what is that one thing you are thankful for and that you're looking forward to in this week? You can type it in the chat or you can just go on mute and let us know. For example, just one thing I can say, maybe let's say if someone has their children and they have a sports day and you're looking forward for that, or maybe you have some big event or big moment coming up over the weekend, or something that happened in the past week. You can just talk about that, be it at work, be it in your personal life, anything. Let's just start with that.
Can I say something?
Sure. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. I'm very grateful that this week went smoothly, in my opinion, and it's finally the weekend, so I get to relax and unwind and sleep.
Okay, great. So you're looking forward to sleep. That's great. Yeah, take some rest and recharge, right? Great, great. Okay. What about
All right.
others?
Good
I mean,
evening, sir. My week has been great, but I'm thankful for family. I have not seen my family, my immediate family, in like 6 months, and I'm looking to see them tomorrow. We're having a family iftar together, so
awesome,
I'm grateful for that.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes, yes. Family above all. Amazing, amazing. Thank you. Anyone else would like to go? Or that's it.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Gloria.
Yeah, my week has been awesome, and I'm so delighted. Doing a whole lot with customer with CS this week. I started a program with Success U, Customer Success U, and from what I'm learning from the platform and what I'm getting from this class since the beginning of this class has been amazing. I'm so excited. I've been planning this for months, and everything happened almost same time. So I'm super excited about it.
Wow, amazing. So you're learning from customer success, you in theory, and you're getting some practical inputs from these sessions. Amazing.
Exactly, and I'm super excited about it. So I can't wait to get the best out of my learning this period.
Absolutely, absolutely. Love that energy. Love that energy. Keep the momentum up.
Yeah,
Go ahead with it. Yeah,
yeah,
perfect.
thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Good evening. My name is Sonia. So I had a very challenging week, very overwhelming, and I'm grateful for life. And I'm thankful that the weekend is upon us. So what I'm looking forward to is, okay, my nephew has a sports week tomorrow, a sports engagement tomorrow, and I'll be attending that. So I'm grateful for that, to unwind and just forget about everything that happened this week. So yes.
Great, great, great. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So our lives are like a tire of a cycle. So whatever goes down comes up, and then whatever goes up comes down. So maybe this week it's like that. Maybe the next week will be good. But that's great that you're looking forward for that sports day. So yeah, amazing. Great. Anyone else would like to go? All right. Uh, if you feel like if you're shy of unmuting yourself, you can just put it in the chat. Just mention like what you have been grateful for in the past week or in the coming weekend. It will be good to know apart from your customer success profile, what else you are interested into. So with that, with this gratitude, I would like to just start with today's topic. Um, okay. All right. So everyone, my name is Mohammed, and I'm from Bangalore, India. And just like Gloria mentioned, I've been into customer success for over a decade now. And I started as a CSM back then. When my dad asked me like, "What do you do?" I was not able to explain like what customer success was. And even the companies did not know what customer success was. And I see till this date, there are some companies struggling to understand or define clear roles for customer success. So yeah, I work for a company called Zendesk. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of it, but it's a ticketing tool now clubbed with AI. So it has a huge customer base across the globe, 6,000 employees. So, and I'm one of them. Grateful for that. Happy for that. So our topic today is, scaling customer success efforts, and we will see what are the best practices for managing a growing customer base. All right. So quickly, the agenda will be, introduction, and then, we will see how the customer segmentation looks like, and then we will talk about what kind of automation we can do to make sure that, our segmentation is mostly automated and the technologies that can support it. And then we will talk a little bit about success metrics and KPIs. I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information. And then we will have a small discussion around the team structure and specialization. And then we will talk about voice of customer programs. And then we will open the floor for any questions or any feedback. Okay, great. I'm just quite excited here to share whatever I've learned over the past few years I've been dealing with. So first of all, whenever a business is growing or scaling up, what are the challenges, right? So let's say most of you, I'm assuming that you are customer success professionals, and even if you're not, even if you are into support, so let's say per day, you will see a lot of tickets being assigned to you. And as a CS professional, you will see the new accounts keep getting assigned to you. But that individual attention, that undivided attention becomes really, really, really difficult for you to give that white glove treatment to all your accounts, right? And then what happens? It's not that there are some accounts where customers will say, okay, I understand that you have a lot of accounts, don't worry about me, I'm fine. No, all the customers will come to you with the same priority, and all of their requirements will be urgent and important. So you have to make sure that you maintain those customer expectations, and that's across all your accounts. You cannot ignore any account. The moment you ignore an account, it can suddenly shift into a churn, it can suddenly shift into an escalation. So you have to make sure that you're covering all the bases, all the corners of your account, all the I mean the list of your accounts, and making sure that you give that importance to these accounts. So now with that, now suppose you're doing that, like one of you just mentioned, right? You had an overwhelming weekend or overwhelming week. What happens because of you know giving in more than 100%? Your bandwidth reduces. You don't have time to actually do quality work on your accounts. So, and then as a team as well, right? Let's say if you're a team of 12 people, but you have like, I don't know, maybe 5,000 accounts to maintain. Just imagine, divide those 5,000 accounts across 12 members, right? It's like almost 600 accounts per head. It's impossible. So the bandwidth reduces, the resources are strained. You won't get leaves, you won't get holidays to, enjoy your life outside work. And then the fourth part, right? What happens? The complexity to maintain these install base increases a lot. You, the whole team, as a team, right? It will be confusing for you to give a clear picture to the top management, like what's the revenue coming in, what's the revenue going out, because you guys are all over the place. So that's the challenge as and when the scaling happens. Okay, any questions here? Cool. So, and I don't want to keep it like one too many kind of speaking. If anyone has any questions, please go ahead and unmute yourself, and just shoot your questions there. Okay. So, you know, I thought I would give it as a poll here, but then seeing the number of people, I just disable that. But I would still like to know if you guys are maintaining too many accounts, what are the challenges, right? What we just talked about. So for me, when I had around 500 accounts in the beginning, like in the beginning of my career, right? I started very small. It was like 500 accounts. To maintain those accounts on a monthly basis, it was crazy. So I was not able to personalize. Many times I would create an error. How it would happen is I might send out an email to someone who is not from that company. Even that, that's the kind of error that would happen because everything was manual. And then again, the process, right? It will be inconsistent. For example, if you have a lot of customers, it's difficult to be following the same process and to give that standardized customer experience across your accounts. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the customer expectations keep evolving. It's not that you serve a customer and they are done for today. No, they will come back because you serve them good. They will come back asking for more, right? And this time it will be a different task. You need to do your research. You need to squeeze in time for that research, do that additional talking, additional meetings internally. Because see what happens, right? As a CSM, the meetings you do internally, they are not accounted. You are not being paid for it, and you're not being credited for it, right? That's something where we lose, or where most of our CSM's time is consumed. And then what other thing which I've seen is, for example, when I was managing these 400 500 accounts initially, I saw that the data was distributed across different tools like SharePoint and then Salesforce, and then we were using Remedy, our ticketing tool. So, and all these three were not connected with each other. So it was very difficult for us to see what was happening. And then yes, emails on top of it, right? So emails were a different tracking altogether. So, and then a lot of Excel sheets would come into play. So these are the challenges which I have seen, but I would love to hear it from you guys. If you have seen anything else, as the challenges when the scaling happens. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Lilian, you are lucky that you didn't see 500. So muy bad, right? 1,000 customers. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen 1,000 plus, people maintaining. So again, just to give you guys a perspective, it depends on the business. If you are into a business which is serving B2B, that will have less accounts but high value. And if you are into, serving, let's say, monthly customers with one subscription each, like $49 or $9, then the account number goes high. So that's the thing which I would say. Okay. All right. So we will try to understand, why this segmentation matters, why it is important. It will increase your efficiency as a CSM. It will increase your, effectiveness. Like when you try to reach out to your customers, right? You will be able to give that special care to each of these accounts. And, the customers will feel that, okay, I have someone who is listening to me. And then, of course, as the business grows, right? It's not that the accounts will stop coming in. They will continue to come in because it's a good sign that your company is doing good business. At the same time, you need scalability. So you need to make sure that you have some playbooks, some something like a customer group or community where let the customers talk to each other and solve their own issues. Because I have seen that forums and customer events are very helpful in meeting like-minded people. And let's say if I and Gloria are going through the same issue with our solution, we talk and then we will try to see, okay, I tried this, it did not work out for me, and then Gloria will suggest, okay, this I tried that, but it did not work out for her. So we will share those ideas, and sometimes it helps. So yeah, and then of course, if you have done the segmentation, you will know what are your top priority accounts, right? That's the most important thing, because you will always get into a conversation with your own manager. Okay, what we'll do today is let's talk about your top 5 accounts, top 10 accounts. Then you will go through your list like crazy, and you'll try to understand and think and come up with a good solid reason, like why are these top 10, these are your top accounts. But if you do that segmentation, you already have the list, and you can just share it with your manager on the fly, that okay, this is where it is. So that will impress your manager that okay, this guy or this person or this girl knows what she's doing, right? So I hope that helps. But try to make sure that you prioritize your list, segment your list. You can maintain 3 buckets. One is your top accounts. It could be high value. It could be some noisy accounts where customers are very demanding, and they just keep coming in, and they just keep escalating it for no reason. They just like to do it, right? So you can always keep them as top priority. Second, the second bucket will be like, you have a good relationship, but there's no growth on the account, but potential is there. And then the third bucket, or the last bucket as per me, is maintenance bucket. The accounts are there, you just touch with them, once in 3 months or once in 2 months, and they say, yes, we are doing good, we will reach out to you when needed. That's it. So these are your 3 buckets. Make sure that you try to prioritize account as per this. Again, this is my suggestion, not saying that it will work out for all of you, because every business is different in its nature. So you can just experiment it, right? It's all about learning from each other and applying that. Great. So as I was just mentioning about the segmentation, right? So what you can do is you can do value-based segmentation. So how this value-based segmentation happens is you see what are your top paying accounts. Like, you're getting the most 100,000. I don't know what currency. I'll just take dollars here. Let's say you're getting $100,000 from 5 of your accounts. So that's $500,000 of your book of business. So you need to make sure that you're aware and everything. You need to know the breed of the dog that account owner has. That's how you should be invested in it. So that's one segmentation. And then as you mentioned, the second segmentation should be growth potential. And then the third segmentation is strategic importance. What does strategic importance mean? It means that if you are going for this account. So here I would like to give an example. These are government accounts, right? The growth is less, but once you get the project, right, it's highly possible that it can go. I mean, it can just blow up the deal like crazy. It can go like a multi-year deal, and it can just suddenly expand overnight. You will not know. So those accounts are strategic and important in nature. And then the second segmentation should be like need based on the common use cases, based on the KPIs or objectives, based on the product adoption patterns, something like industry specific requirements based on the products you have. For example, see, each of you are working for a company. your company must be specialized in a particular industry. So try to figure out by seeing the usage of an account. Let's say if there is a very high usage and those customers, keep asking you a lot of questions. So those accounts are good accounts, because if customers are asking questions, that's a good thing. And on this note, I just want to, deviate a bit and just mention something. Initially, I would be scared with an escalation. I would think, right, okay, how do I mean, why the customer escalated? What will I say? What will I do? That were my initial thoughts. But now what happens, right? When I see an escalation, I'm happy. I turn it into an opportunity. I go there and, I let the customer vent out. And then what happens? I tell them, okay, give me a last shot. Give me, let me try it for one last time. And then if it doesn't work out, you're happy to go. And and then I try to over communicate over there, and then I try to make sure that I'm hyper proactive on that and keep updating the status of the objectives which I've taken from the customer, and show them that I'm working for you to gain that trust. So just make sure that don't get scared with the escalations. It is an opportunity to build your trust with the customer. And then you never know, you might be sitting with the customer and sharing a bottle of beer, or maybe having a cup of tea or coffee. That's how it is, right? Because the customer then becomes your friend, and then he thinks, okay, this guy is my advisor, whatever he says will be absolutely correct. So sorry for the deviation, but the second segmentation should be based on use cases. And then the third and foremost and the most important segmentation is health, right? So how do you measure your health? Health is measured in a way, what is your relationship with the account? How frequently are you, making that touch point with the account? And then is there a risk of churn? So on that risk of churn, right? You see an account, like there is no response at all. You try to communicate or reach out to them and there's no response at all. That's 100% churn, because they are shopping in the background. They are looking for something else. And of course, you will see the usage trend as well, coming down. So definitely that's a churn. And then, you know, you see that which of your customers are ready to talk to your potential customers or other customers, who are ready to be advocate for your product. Let's say they use a product ABC, and then they say that, okay, yeah, we would love to speak to any of your upcoming customers, and we would like to give or share our feedback with them. I mean, those are gold. Those are like, you need to keep them at least in your bucket of accounts. You need to have at least 3 or 4 such accounts. So I'll take a pause here and let me know if you guys have any questions or any doubts as such. Cool. All right. Just try to see if these segmentation would help you. And it's like that, right? Like we say, divide and conquer. So take that, because let's go back to our school days, and you are given a textbook for, let's say, a subject on anything, history, or maybe chemistry or anything. So what do? Does the teacher come and finish the whole book in one day? No. The teacher takes a year to complete that. So that's like segmentation is done, in that the chapters are there. There is a reason why those chapters are there. So create those chapters in the list of your accounts. And trust me, you'll be unstoppable. What happens, right? You will know when to focus, how to focus, and where to focus. So again, top accounts, high focus, growth potential account, less focus, or just average focus. And then maintenance accounts, just you can you can just meet them once. That should be enough.
I'm sorry, sir. Please, can you take that again? High focus account.
Uh-huh. Yep. So, yep, tell me.
You said something about growth. Okay, you're just about to explain it. You said something about 3 accounts that I should focus on.
Yes. So in your list of accounts, how many accounts do you have approximately?
Huh?
How many accounts you have?
It's a business to customer, so we have over 1,000.
1,000 accounts, right?
Mm.
See, in those 1,000 accounts, what you can do is you can I'm not sure how you're maintaining it. Let's say if it's an Excel sheet, obviously, first thing you do is segment by revenue. Okay. Like
Okay.
what are your top accounts in terms of revenue? Like what's the MRR or ARR you're getting from them? Then the maybe the top 100 accounts will be like high paying accounts. So that
Okay.
becomes your first bucket. And then in bit uh okay. And then in between you have let's say another 100 or 200 accounts, which is like medium revenue. But then you see a growth potential there, like they are ready to take more services from you or your company, and you keep them into the second bucket. And then the third bucket will be like low paying accounts. So that could be any number, right? So just keep them based on the revenue, like you can keep them over there. And then now apply another segmentation here is based on the usage. So first bucket, in high value first bucket, you have to make sure that the usage on some of the accounts, right? You need to know like what is the kind of usage they have. So the ones which they are using, that again becomes your priority in your priority bucket. And then similarly, you just apply it in the second one and then the third one. And then you might have a fourth bucket, which is an invisible bucket, but an important one, which is your churn bucket. Because out of your 1,000 accounts, it's hypothetical that all your 1,000 accounts will stay, because there will be accounts going in and going in and going out, right? So yeah, churn bucket will be your fourth bucket. I hope that gives you an idea.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so I've tried to, represent it graphically, like this is your segmentation, how you do it, and this is the permutation and combination of segmentation, right? Uh, so yeah, again, as I said, the churn bucket is the center dot, and then growth focus, and then efficient support, right? Like, these customers are happy, they don't have any issues, but then, anytime their sentiment can change. And the last bucket or the last segmentation is again low value, low risk. All right, any questions on this diagram, guys?
What's
Okay.
digitalized journey? Is it like a journey map?
So digital led journey is something, where you have very low ARR accounts or MRR accounts. What you have done is you have put them in automation. I'll talk about that in the coming slides. Okay, so I wanted to do this workshop, but then, probably what we can do is I'll share this slide with you guys, or Gloria will share it with you. I would still like you to, try it individually and maybe share your results back with Gloria, or just keep it for yourself to understand, like what are the top 5 factors for segmenting your customers, and then just use a 2 by 2 matrix, and then you define why you have selected those 4 quadrants, right? So that will help you understand, that will give you a visual picture of why you are defining that, and how it will help you in your segmentation. Okay, awesome. Now we'll talk about the tech stack, right? What happens when your company has started the business? Initially, it will be like CRM will be Salesforce, and then everything will be manual, a lot of Excel sheets, a lot of lost Excel sheets, and then email communication, like I mentioned earlier in the call, right? And then now suppose the company is doing good, it will eventually invest in its technology, and it will try to introduce a CS platform, which could be Gainsight, Totango, anything, you name it, right? Anything related to customer success. And then what happens? Health scoring comes into play, and then basic automation comes into play. This is where digital led customer success comes into play. So that's the growth stage. But now suppose your business has evolved, and then you are at a stage where you- your business is doing like really good, you have multi-million dollar customers. Then what happens? All your systems are connected with each other, integrated with each other, and they talk to each other. So Salesforce will be talking to Gainsight, Gainsight will be talking to some other tool, and then that tool will be talking to your email. And then you will have a separate tool which will give you, which will empower you with intelligence or analytics, that you need to reach out to this customer on a particular moment. And then, yes, as I mentioned, you will have a lot of automation into play. And then with AI now coming into existence, right? You have a lot of how do I say? A lot of your experience is elevated. Your experience as a CSM is elevated, and then the customers, their experience as customers is elevated. So now the time is gone where people dial a phone and they wait for someone to respond. The time is luxury. They don't have it, and they are just like they try to figure out the stage or try to figure out a help on their own. That's what I'm seeing right now, and that's what I'm very sure you guys are doing it as well. So, and then you only reach out to, or you only want to talk to someone unless you're not able to find any solution, or the solution might be too complex. Any questions here, guys? I see something in the chat. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes, it is a tool for customer success. Correct. Cool. All right. So I would just, let's say if you guys are into leadership roles there in your profession right now, or if you even if you are individual contributors, so what are the technologies that your companies should invest so that you can do, a top-notch job, right? First and foremost is customer success platform, which could be Gainsight, which could be anything related to customer success, right? And then the communication tools, right? It should be automated. You should have a lot of email templates, and you need to keep updating those templates. You need to make sure those emails are integrated with your customer success platform. And then moving on to the next one, the analytics and reporting, right? You need to understand how your customer is performing today. So based on that, the trend for the next year or the coming 2 years, what it might look like, right? We need to have that kind of insights on the usage, because that will help me reach out to the customer with meaningful information, rather than just asking, hey, let's check in, let's talk. Come on, nobody has the time to do that. But I see this on your account. So what are you doing? And from last year it was this, and in 2025 it is this. I see a certain X number of growth on this. So what is it that you're doing? We would like to connect for a strategic discussion. Customer will be happy to join your call. And then, as I mentioned earlier, again, integration of the ecosystem, making sure the self-service capabilities are there, making sure we are using AI to predict risk, predict expansion, and predict engagement. So any questions here, guys? Cool. Yeah, moving ahead again, I'm just double clicking on this particular segment. So what you can do to automate, right? What are the opportunities where you can use automation and become efficient? So you will see that, once a new customer comes in, then you have to do an internal meeting for the handoff. Then you have to do an external meeting with the customer. You have to write that email. It's all manual. Why? We should not be doing that in 2025. It should be automated. Once the customer goes live, they should receive an automated email that, welcome to ABC. Thank you for being with us. Uh, I'm your customer success manager. That should be automated as well as soon as the account is assigned to you. And, the milestone should be set up initially, that this is what we will track. And that unlocks the value for the customer. So let's say you buy a phone, right? Why do you buy a phone? There must be some value to it, right? Some value for that reason to buy a phone. Maybe you want to take some good pictures. Maybe you want to, do crypto trading. Maybe you want to play good games on it. So that's your first value to unlock. So you need to make sure that, you have those automated emails for such customers where that first value is mentioned, so that the customer is also happy that, okay, from the beginning, my the reason which I quoted to buy the product, it's still there and it's maintained. It's not lost in translation. Because by the time the account goes live and comes to the CSM, I've seen in my own journey and, across the people I've spoken with, the CSM does not know why the customer has purchased the product unless they do their own research. But just imagine if this is automated and the customer gets the email, or you think you are the customer and you get the email, okay, we know you purchased the product for this reason. It will delight you. It will help you build the trust in the product. And then another thing, what you can automate is the engagement, right? Rather than you trying to figure out from the list of your accounts, okay, I reached out to this person in April, I reached out to this person in February, or I reached out to this account in November 2024. Now it's been 6 months, I need to reach. No, it should be an automated process where you keep getting reminders that, okay, it's been 3 months, let's reach out to this. It's been 3 months or 4 months, let's reach out to these accounts. So all those tasks will be created. You just need to, reach out to them and maybe check it off, right? And then let's say when you're preparing business reviews, right? Oh my God, that's crazy, because you have to put all your creative juices in it. You have to make sure that the business review is interesting and not boring. And I hope the slides which I'm presenting here is not boring. So you have to put in a lot of thoughts, because when you're going there, you just cannot present anything and come out of the meeting. No, you have to be there you have to draft the whole review in such a way that it should be interesting for the customer, so that the next time when you call him, he comes, right? So that should be automated as well, in my opinion. But if you guys feel different, if you feel that no, the automation should for business review should not be there, I don't think so. Because preparing for a business review takes a lot of time. You actually need to book 2-3 hours of your calendar to do a good business review, especially if your top bosses are there and their top bosses are there. And then, of course, the automation should be on expansion and renewal. Like, you should not be going behind the customers asking, hey, you want to renew? Do you want to renew? Why are not renewing? No, there should be like emails going out 3 months before the renewal, 2 months before the renewal, and then 1 month before the renewal, and on the renewal date that we have renewed your account and things like that. So that way, what happens, right? You have given 3 chances for the customer to confirm, yes, we will renew or we will not renew. And yeah, but yeah, again, these are just my opinion in terms of automation, and there are many other things which we can automate. But for now, since we are talking about the scaling phase, so these are few things which we can automate. And the main reason for these automation is to make sure that you are taken away from these laundry list of items, and you are more efficient in, talking strategic things with your customer. Okay. So yeah, now few things where you should not automate, right? When you are having strategic discussions, as I just mentioned, let's say, you're talking about what are your goals in the next 6 to 9 months or 6 to 12 months? What are you planning to do? What is your company planning to do? How are they planning to get new customers? How are they planning to retain their customers? How can we help, right? So those kind of initiatives, right? Those kind of discussions you should be having if you're a CSM. Okay. So first thing, before I just go ahead, is Gloria, this question is for you. Is everyone a CSM on this panel, or is it a mix and match of audience we have? Sorry, I can't hear you.
We have a
Okay.
mixed crowd. Yeah. So we have CSMs here. We also have people that are aspiring to be CSM. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Yeah, because it should not be that, I don't want the discussion to be leaning in one direction. As I mentioned earlier, it should be, open to everyone. And, if you're not from the CSM background, if you are into a different profession, you can just, maybe ping it in the chat and we can bring it up. Okay. So yeah, when the things should not be automated is, let's say, the customer says, hey, I don't want to renew, or, you see the usage on the account, which is very low. So there you definitely need to get in front of the customer and talk to them. Okay. And then, you have some relationship building moments, right? Like, for example, you're talking with the customer, you're having those monthly touch points just to make sure the customer is feeling secured, and you empathize and understand the customer, build that trust, right? So building that partnership, you need to make sure that that is not automated, and you cannot automate that. Ne- None of the AIs can do that. Okay. At least till now, we don't know what the future holds, but so far I know the relationship building is a skill which, only humans can execute. And of course, uh, I'm sure you guys have a lot of pets, pet animals like dogs or cats, right? You should see the relationship, you should learn from them the relationship building moments. If a cat comes and, rubs its head in your legs or just sleeps with you, right? That's a beautiful relationship created right there. So I'm not saying you guys need to turn into cats, but, try to be that gentle with your customers. Okay. And then, if you're having an executive engagement, like very high level people coming into the meeting, you need to make sure that you are talking in their language, right? Because if you have, let's say, your, VP and their VP coming into the meeting and you're talking about tickets, that's not the right thing. You should be talking, you should be telling your VP that, hey, this person or this VP over here is looking to, expand the business globally, or they want to expand the business in Asia, they want to expand the business in US. So how can we help them? Believe me, your value as a CSM will just, multiply 3 times. And then, when customers come up with very complex requirements, of course, that cannot be automated. You need to talk to understand what they are trying to do, why they are trying to do. You need to get in different teams and, understand what they're trying to solve. Okay. So any questions? Okay, all right. I'll take that as a no. Yeah, so what are the metrics you should be taking care of? Of course, churn rate, of course, NPS and CSAT, and then the renewal rate of your accounts, right? And then the lagging indicators. What are lagging indicators, right? It could be anything, depending on the nature of your business. It could be something like, customers are not using the product, or the customers bought the product and then eventually the usage has went down, or it was a wrong sale, right? Those could be lagging indicators. But again, it totally depends on business to business, because B2C is different, B2B is different, and then enterprise to enterprise is totally different. So yeah, but these are the metrics you should continuously keep tracking, and you should make it more robust as your company grows, because these are the things which becomes your source of revenue. To be honest, it becomes your source of salaries, right? Renewal rate is good, churn rate is less, NPS is good. You get paid more. You get paid more commissions. You get paid good salary, and then the CEO will not come and say, "Hey, we are shutting down. The business is not doing good." Okay. Now, what else we can do is we can build some great dashboards to make sure everyone is doing their job efficiently, right? There should be an executive dashboard which will give a complete bird's eye view as to, let's say, a team of 12 people, including your manager, how the revenue is coming in, and then there should be another dashboard for your managers where they can see how the team is performing, right? How it can mitigate, or do some actionable items on for the risk accounts, and then to see what are the expansion opportunities. And then for you guys, right, there should be another dashboard where you should know, like, what are the priorities, like I was mentioning, right? What are the top activities you need to do for the day so that you are being productive, and then what are the metrics, what is the kind of success plan you have made for it. And yeah, these are just few dashboards which can help you be more efficient. So let's say before you start your day, you log in and then you look at your dashboard, and then you get a mental picture, like, okay, I need to do this today, apart from your daily emails and daily activities, whatever is happening. And then give some time into strategic thinking on the account, like how can I grow this account, right? Because as a CSM, that is what's expected out of you. Build a relationship, grow the account. That's it. So yeah, again, this is another activity which I would just say, like, what are your top KPIs, top 3 KPIs, and then is there anything new which you feel you should start tracking? Because as in when the business grows, the company scales up, there are new metrics that keep coming in. So you can't track every metric, because what will happen is the whole team will be lost in just tracking the metrics. And the people, like, as a CSM, what you will do is, okay, my manager is going to ask me about this metric, so I need to make sure that I put in some data over there. That should not be happening. Okay, so here I just want to take a pulse, and again, I okay, sorry, yeah, you can just maybe type it in the chat. So this is what I felt, and this is completely based on my experience. Like, if your company is in an early stage, what happens? The CSMs do everything. Like, they they wash the bottles, and they try to save the customers from going out, and everything, like support, you name it, right? And then when your company is in a growth stage, what happens? You will introduce different support models, like premium support, elite support, or general support. And then you will have some specialists over there. And then you will, as a CSM, you will be proactive. You'll be proactively reaching out to your customers. And then, again, when we are at a scale stage, right, when you're evolved from the growth stage, you will have specializations coming into like senior CSMs or principal CSMs, or you will have on a very large account, you will see that there are certain folks. There are two or three apart from CSMs. There is a technical account manager. There is a solution engineer. All of them, giving that white glove treatment to the um, customers. So yeah, coming back to your question, right? See, this is what happens if you introduce digital versus human touch models, right? So, if you give those self-service resources, 80% of the people just go ahead with that, and then the 20% is just handled by the CSM, and you will see 30% because you have given those self-help resources to the customers. You will see you investing more of your time in relationships and strategic discussions. Okay, yeah, again, when you should specialize: onboarding specialist, technical success managers, and strategic CSMs. Again, totally when you see your business growing, that's where you should be introducing these roles slowly, and you will see that large companies will have all these people operating differently compared to a small company where you have to do everything, and your manager will be like on your breathing down your neck, saying that, okay, what's happening? Why the customer is not onboarded yet? Why the customer is not live? Why you're not giving technical support? I mean, that's crazy. That's just impossible. But that's how it is. Small business, less investment, more work. Large companies, more investment. You are efficient. I would not say less work, but you become efficient in your role. You know that you are only a CSM there. Okay, so again, I wanted to do this activity, but we are running short of time. But yeah, maybe something you can just see. You guys should actually think about it. Like, what is the kind of team structure you should have? Uh, for a CS org. Okay, so Gloria, can you just remind me of the time? Do we have time or how?
We have like 30 minutes
Okay,
more.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Okay, I was just concerned that, I just took. Yeah, so what's VOC, right? VOC means voice of customers, and why these things are important. Again, today, if I tell my, friend that, go and buy this car or go and buy this phone or go and buy this camera or go and buy this laptop, that friend, it's highly possible that he will listen to me and he or she will go and purchase that, because that's an unsaid, unidentified, and invisible trust over there. So that's what I define as voice of customer. So similarly, you should have these voice of customer programs, because what happens, right, when you have a list of accounts, when you have good performing accounts, and if you don't capture the voice of customer, um, you tend to lose on your growth of business. You tend to lose on bringing in new customers. So what it means is, let's say, as I told you, right, in your book of business, you should have those few golden accounts where customers are ready to talk with prospects. Customers are ready to talk with new customers and say that, hey, I'm using this product for the past 5 years and it's been great, and I love the support. I love the CSM. They're doing fantastic jobs, and their top bosses are involved, and they come on the call whenever needed. If one of your existing customers says this to, let's say, I'm the new customer, I want to buy your product. Believe me, you know, 20% of the sale is done already. You don't even have to put in an effort. it's highly likely that the customer will buy. So that's what the voice of customer means. And again, you know, it's not only this, but the companies should make sure that uh, there are these customer events happening, like organize a dinner or lunch for your customers. Let them come and talk to each other, and then let your company's top bosses, right, be in the meeting or be in that event there, and keep asking or keep visiting all the customers there and talking to them. So that builds a lot of trust. They will see, okay, we are not the only ones using their product. There are these big shots, there are these small customers as well, and they're treating everyone equally. That that gives a huge sense of trust to your product. So, but yeah, I don't know how it works in Africa. Is that something which you guys which your company does? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware Carrywise does that. Even Money Point does something like that in Nigeria. But for a company that is small, how do you build that kind of advocates? Like how do you nurture some customers and build them to be able to be an advocate for you to be able to do this?
Yeah, so for that, right, you need to, like I told you, right, you need to identify in your list of accounts which are those kind of customers, right? And to do that, again, there are certain activities like o- you need to over communicate first, right? Let's say you told the customer that, okay, I will get back to you in 2 days. Always, try to make sure that you take an extra day as a promise to deliver, and then try to deliver it before a day. So let's say you said that I will reach out to you on 25th, but then you reach out to the customer with whatever they have been asking to them on 23rd or 21st. What happens is, the customer will say, okay, this lady or this person is, there out there for me whenever I need them. And I know I'm talking about an email or a call. But these are the small activities which help you build those trust, right? You cannot just go and talk to the customer and the trust happens. No, it takes time. You need to make sure that whatever frequency of communication you have, you maintain that frequency throughout that customer's life cycle with you. Let's say, if you're reaching out to the customer on a weekly basis, don't drop it in between. You need to make sure you continue that momentum. So you need to remember like which are those customers and how frequently I'm reaching out to them. Because the moment you drop the momentum, the customer will be like, okay, this guy is, they'll start judging you. That's it. Right. I don't know if it helps, but yeah, that's the smallest thing you can start with. And eventually, like, 6 months, 8 months down the line, you will see that, the customer is appreciative of the fact that you have been reaching out to them. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Under promise, but over deliver. I lost those words. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Again, feedback collection, very important. I just want to say that surveys go out, that's there, but then you are the first line of defense. Uh, you guys are very near to the customer. So you need to make sure that everything you talk with them and everything they tell you, every feedback they give you, good or bad, should reach your management. Whatever the mechanism is to send it to your management, just do it or record it, somewhere in however you're tracking your daily activities, emails or Excel sheets or whatever it is, right? Even if you have Gainsight or Salesforce or your CRM, make sure that you mention that this was a feedback call and the customer has given this. Make sure your manager is aware. Make sure the product manager is aware about it. So that's where your credibility internally, like within your organization as the CSM, makes you look more polished, makes you look more mature. That okay, this person is actually trying to help the business rather than just coming and doing the job and then going away. Okay, so yeah, again, just a little bit of elaboration on how you should be collecting the feedback. What are the patterns you should see, and with whom you should share it internally, and then if there are any opportunities to improve. And now suppose your product manager comes and says, hey, we we are thinking to include this in our roadmap in the next quarter. That's it, amazing. I mean, just go and tell the customer that, hey, thank you for the feedback. Our product manager has, or our product management team has decided to do this in the next 2 quarters. Your customer will be delighted that, okay, I was heard. Somebody listened to me. Okay, so yeah, just bringing it all together. Make sure you segment your customers. Make sure the segmentation is strategic. It should be value based. It should be use case based. It should be health based, right? To make sure you focus on these segmentations, on these segments properly, and not drain your energy by the time you come to the main account, right? Or you come to the important account, you're already tired and exhausted. No. So if you do this segmentation properly, take time to do that segmentation. You cannot do it overnight. It will take 3-4 days for you to understand the pattern of your account, understand the book of business, and then come up with a segmentation. And then, of course, the team structure should be more efficient, right? Like, I, yeah, it totally depends on company to company basis. It should not be that there are only two CSMs and then there are 20,000 accounts. I'm sorry, practically it's not possible. But what I'm trying to say that the CSMs should not be overburdened with a support person's role and then an onboarding specialist role and then renewals role and then a salesperson also. I mean, come on, it's not possible, right? So you need to make sure that the team structure is defined in a proper way. And then, yes, first and foremost, if you guys are using Gmail, go and learn about the automations you can do in Gmail. Go and learn about putting in templates into Gmail. Go and learn about scheduling your emails to your customers. One thing which I use is schedule send, which I schedule a lot of emails and keep it and leave it, and I don't have to worry about it. So on a weekly basis, all those emails are automatically sent to my customers, and that's just, it makes my job easy. Yes, you will have to invest 2 hours in a week to make sure those emails are planned, but then it saves you a lot of time in the entire week. And then yeah, you need to measure the indicators like churn, NPS, renewals, and you need to make sure that you are listening to your customers. You are actually listening to your customers, not just listening, like listening and watching your phone, but listening to your customers and trying to give them that assurance that okay, we will see what we can do, and get back to them with an update. Even if you can't do, tell them that we cannot do. Try to give them a reason like why we cannot do it. Get that from your product manager. So I hope it helps, and I just have a few hundred slides more. Come on, I'm just kidding. Uh, uh, these are my recommendations, which I would suggest, if possible, please, try to go through it, especially and it's good, equally good for, the people who are into customer success, who want to break it through customer success. See if you can get this book and these books, and then, try to join these communities. And of course, Gloria is doing a great job by bringing all of us together. And any questions, any feedback, I would love to hear it out from you guys. Uh, if it was a boring session, if you guys dropped off, or what happened, or you just slept off.
Thank you so much for such an insightful session and very detailed. It was so detailed that anyone would just understand from just the word get go, and you explained it so well that even people that are not in customer success will understand. So thank you so much for coming, for joining us tonight. We have a few hands up. Please ask questions, or you can just let us know what have you
Yes.
learned in this session today. What have you learned? Kende, your hand is up.
Yeah, Kane,
Hi, Mohammed.
Kane.
Thank you so much. Your session was so loaded with so much information. I just have a quick question. So, speaking of customers' feedback, so how does the product team, how does the implementation of customer feedback by the product team, how does it affect customer service efforts?
uh, sorry, I didn't get the question. You're saying that
Yes, I
how?
can take that again.
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, I was saying in terms of customers' feedback, particularly when a customer gives a feedback that does not align with the company's visions and goals. So how does the impact of the decision made by the product team, how does it affect the customer success manager's efforts with the
Yeah,
customers? Yeah.
absolutely. Great question there, because see, I'll tell you, right? Uh, think of your product manager, product management team. Let's say they are working on a product, and not every product can do everything, or not a particular product can do everything, right? Because you need to invest in resources, you need to get more people, more engineers in the product management team to make sure that that kind of research is available, that kind of investment is available. So when a product manager says that we cannot do it, try to get the reason from them, like why we cannot do it, and communicate the same to the customer, that hey, we are into this domain, and this is what we cater to, and this particular requirement or this particular feedback which you have given uh, caters to a different domain. And that's the reason we cannot inculcate in our roadmap. I don't know if that helps, but does that make sense for you?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, right. So yeah, it's just like this, right? You absolutely, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, absolutely. But again, it's like this, right? You buy a phone, and or you buy a car. So now let's say the car owner says, I want to take my animals in that car. It's not possible. You need to buy a truck to transport those animals, right? So what I'm trying to say, that the requirement you have is for a truck, but you're using a car. So that's, and even here, you should actually support your product management team, because you should explain it to them, like, we cater to this industry. That is the reason our product management team cannot invest resources in it, and because your requirement might be for a different industry. Cool. Any more questions? Any other
Okay, sir.
thoughts?
Good evening. So it's not directly about the class, but I just feel like, I don't know, to utilize the whole essence of customer success, do you have to work as on with brands that are working for B2B to be able to do so much? Because I feel working under B2C, and having to deal with customers that are quite large, it's not, you don't do all the whole process like that, because you just have to run an account and not be able to monitor them as much as you should. Is it like B2B SaaS is more customer success than B2C?
See, now um, B2C is a different dynamic. B2C has a different dynamic altogether. B2C actually needs more automation so that you guys can be efficient. That is what exactly I was referring to. Like if you have a lot of accounts, plus just imagine that it's clubbed with a lot of automation. You will see all these emails going out to your customers on a periodic basis, rather than you following up with them and then forgetting which are the customers you have to follow up. So yeah, B2C should have some automations in it because it's practically not possible for a customer success manager to keep track of all their accounts. It's not possible. It's what will happen, right? Let's say 2025, you were assigned certain accounts. By the year 2026 arrives, you only reached or touch base with maybe 70% of your accounts. And that's a huge number, I'm saying. I've seen people where they just reach 40 or 50% of the accounts in a whole year, if it is B2C. And yes, if it is B2B, the approach is different. The accounts are less per head in a team. The stakes are high, right? The dollar value is very high over there. Like if one account goes, your whole book of business, it gets affected, right? But in B2C, one good thing is, yes, if few customers go in, then few customers are immediately added in as well. But in B2B, the number of accounts is less, but the stakes are high. Does that help?
Yeah, it does. Thank you.
Okay, great. Anything else, before I let you guys
Yes,
slide into the
I
weekend?
have a question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in a situation whereby you've gotten a feedback from a customer and you
Mhm.
have related this with the management, but they haven't taken any further steps about this feedback, no change has been made. How do you manage this customer within this space of time and this process?
Sure. First thing, you always ask, like, why do you need this feature? Or, why are they asking about this? What's the business challenge they're trying to solve? You might think I'm sounding rude by asking why. No, customer will also get clarity like why they need it. Sometimes, they just come with a wish list that, okay, I wish the product would do this. But then, more than your wish, why it is important. So first, put that question. So what I do, right? I have this habit of asking why 3 times for the same question or for the same requirement or for the same feedback. Like, why is this important for you? Okay, if the customer explains ABC, this is all important for me, this is why it is important, then why is that? Then, what's the business challenge you're trying to solve? So that gives me an understanding, like how I need to explain it internally with my team first. Second, I've explained it. I got the feedback that it cannot be done. It's not possible. I will make sure that I get the product manager in front of the customer and let them do the talking, right? And then if let's say if in your case if it's not possible for the product manager to come on the call, because there are many companies where the product manager is not customer facing, so in that case you cannot do anything. You have to call a spade a spade. You have to tell them that this is why. But yeah, you just cannot just go and say we cannot do it. Why we cannot do it will actually help the customer forget that pain. So basically you're giving a closure to the customer, right? Like, we can't do it, but this is the reason I got the product manage from the product management team, that this is why we cannot do it.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, to manage expectations, if it's no, if it's no, right? You just cannot do much about it.
All right. Thank you.
Do we have more questions or more input or what you have learned? Gracie, you are here. What have you learned? Johnson Ajiri, what have you learned? Olajumoke, what have you learned today? Osereme, how are you? What have you learned today? Oyeronke, I saw you were very active in the chat. What have you learned today before we go? I'm calling all your name. Rukayat, I think you came to class late, but Temitope, how are you? Okay, I saw someone's hand up. Muiba, was your hand up?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it was. I wanted to ask something about doing monthly presentation or doing maybe quarterly review of your just quarterly review of your business and everything that you do. Sometimes we do it monthly, but at least we do 3 months in order to analyze some metrics and everything. So you said something about segmentation, actionable dashboard. Some of these things are for the what's it called? The key considerations and the executive dashboard. Are those things going to be pulled out from the CRM, or if we are to work on the data that we have from the CRM and the website, which one should we prioritize in order to talk to stakeholders or in a meeting with stakeholders and your top executive in the organization?
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, first, see, obviously you will have to talk to your manager first about it, right? And yeah, you need to use your CRM's data, because the CRM is the source of truth for you. So obviously, see if you can generate reports out of it, and have it shared with all the CSMs. I'm sure you guys already doing it, but to get those dashboards created, you need to talk to your manager. If possible, you might be having some feedback sessions with the higher management. Maybe that's where you can position this, saying that we can hire a Salesforce consultant, or whatever CRM you use, that CRM consultant for a week or 2 weeks, and see if they can create dashboards for us, which can help us be more efficient, and give you more visibility as to how the team is performing and how I am performing. It will help me with my KPIs, right? So, because see, if your KPI and your teammates' KPIs are all in place, obviously the whole team's KPI will be good, and eventually that the business objective of your company will be moving in the right direction.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So just make sure that it's just like passing the customer feedback, right? So this time it will be your manager, and possibly your manager and his manager or her manager, and that's how you would do it.
Thank you so much for the class. Thank you so much for the class and for staying to respond to everyone's questions. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll have you another time again. This class has been so much value, so much value. Please, I want to see emojis and all that. Let's appreciate him. If you can mute, let's do that and say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the amazing class. We learned so much.
Amazing, great. It's always a pleasure talking to all of you across the globe, and I was in your shoes at one point in time, and yeah, just keep the fire burning, guys. That's it.
Thank you again. Amazing review in the amazing
Thank
feedback in the
you.
chat. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much,
again.
Mohammed. The class
Welcome.
has
Was super insightful. And I like
Yeah.
the fact that you brought in your own perspective. Most of the thing you gave us today was all your perspective and what you have learned in your journey on your journey. So super great. Thank you so much again. And have a wonderful time. Please, it's actually past 11 in India right now, and he's here with us. So we truly appreciate that. Thank you so much and have a wonderful night.
Thank you. I will go and have my dinner now because I just
Oh
wanted this
God.
to be. No, no, no. I'm not trying to make anyone feel
Yeah,
bad,
thank you
please.
so much.
But I'm just saying that now I'll enjoy my dinner because you guys had a good session. You guys benefited out
Yes.
of it. So I was, because if I would have had the dinner earlier, I would be stress eating, right? So I don't want it to do that.
Yeah.
So now I can just uh, switch on Netflix and have
Have a good
have my
time.
yeah. And you guys have a
Thank
great weekend. Love you
you
all.
Yes, sir.
too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Are we still
All right.
going to get the slide, please?
I will get the slide at the end of the mentorship
Okay,
class from work. We're
okay,
going to compile everything and share.
okay.
Yes. Our next class is going. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. A lot of people didn't join. I don't know what is happening, but then I'm happy that some of you joined, and I hope you got value. Our next class is going to be on the 16th. That's Sunday by 7 p.m. Same time on Zoom as well. So please clear your schedule for that. And if there's any other thing, I will definitely let you know. I think there's something I'm forgetting. I can't remember. But then if I remember, I'll let you know. Do we have any question about the class or anything again before we go for tonight? We have less than 2 minutes. All right, I think we're good. Oh yes, please connect with him on LinkedIn. Connect with Mohammed on LinkedIn. His name is, that you are seeing it here. I'll also drop his link in the chat on the group so everybody can connect and just thank him and also ask questions or anything. But don't burden him, please. He's very
Yeah,
busy,
no,
so don't
no,
burden
no,
him.
absolutely not an issue. If you have any questions or anything you feel, so please feel free to reach out and don't shy away from asking questions. It's absolutely fine.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. That's all for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Have an amazing evening. See you same time, same place, but not maybe different link. Have a great weekend, and that's it. Enjoy.
Thank
Take care.
you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Okay, I think you need to transfer the host to me so I can save.
Sure.
Or yeah, thank you. And some people were asking about customer success in B2B. I don't know if I'll remember to answer that question again, but maybe we'll talk
Yeah,
about it later.
yeah, it was muy, muy bad. I think she was asking about B2B versus